Next to the beautiful San Francisco Bay, 40 miles from where Candlestick Park once stood. We're at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Coming up, we have a good one for you. Between the Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers. Ready to get this game started? Here's Eddie Pinheiro. And we're off from Levi's Stadium. Here's a return from the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Okay, ready?
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's first and 10.
70 Ready.
Daniels going to throw to get us started. Escapes the pocket. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket. Genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
On the 24 once again. It's second and 10.
Ready. 60 Everett. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Hey. Smash circle.
Out of the gun. Daniels. It connects down the sideline. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Here we go. Cougar 19. Ready.
This is Jacory Krosky-Merritt, and it for the first time. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. It doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets a good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Completed over the middle. And he picks up about 6 on the play. Stopped though right near the marker. Didn't get it. Third down.
Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Ready.
49ers with an extra defensive back out there for this third down play.
Let's go. Hawk 70.
Give it to Krosky-Merritt. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's first and 10 from the 42 as this opening drive continues.
Ready. 60 Eagles. Go.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
It's caught. This is Jacory Krosky-Merritt. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders finish up an excellent opening series. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep. Certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop them.
That That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Jake Moody to kick off.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Here's Sky Moore on the return. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
'49ers to the line. 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
At the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throw here, 3rd down. Kittle makes the catch. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
On the toss, it's McCaffrey. And that's good for a gain of 5. All down that time by Jonathan Jones.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of 1. The Commanders have an early lead. Back to Levi's Stadium right after this. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They have 2nd down and 5. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Finds the in route complete. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that gives the 49ers the 1st.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Purdy to throw it. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Watch out!
From the gun is Purdy. Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Good 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
26-yard line.
Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. Draw play. This is McCaffrey. Solid gain on that play, Brock. That's 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook. Quite a defensive battle, Brock, that we have got so far as we've reached our 2-minute warning.
More football from Levi's Stadium in just a moment. 5 still to go here. This is second down. Purdy looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's down very close to that first, but looks like he is stopped just in time after a gain of 4.
Brings up third down.
All right, looks like they're going to try to power this across. Goal line formation on 3rd and inches.
Watch out!
Purdy will sneak it. They were loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stop him at the line. No gain.
That's more than a must-get for a quarterback. I really put that in the always-get territory. Even if the defense knows what's coming, you got to be able to drive forward for at least a couple inches.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. That's going to be caught by his back. McCaffrey. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
It's a gain of 8.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you can see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Breaking the huddle. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
That run now has put them in such a great spot, Kate. You get a run like that inside the 1st and goal situations, there's a whole lot of confidence when you break the huddle.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. It's a gain of a yard, but they needed just a couple more inches. 3rd down. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. 3rd and hardly anything. Just need the length of the football. He tries to sneak it, and he runs it across. Touchdown! The 49ers get their first points of this game just before halftime. Brock Purdy with the touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. Manage that clock beautifully. Down to the final moments, Brock, and they get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
Point after from Pinheiro is up and good. And the 49ers respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early.
Pinheiro set to kick off.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
One last play before the break.
Panther 11, Panther 11, trap 60, trap 60. Hey, smash Broncos.
One final shot before the half. He puts a man under it deep down the middle. This final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. Moore with a return.
Can't happen. Man, that's just something you never, ever see at this level. That's a complete failure of operation, not just by the returner, but the return team in general. And now, instead of getting to your normal offense, you got to find some way, somehow, to dig yourself out of this hole.
Connects on the crosser. The hell is that for some breathing room, huh, Brock? Gets him away from the goal line up to the 20. He picks up 15 on the play. And that means it'll be first down, San Francisco.
First and 10.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They toss right side to McCaffrey. Nothing doing here as he only manages the arm.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss, a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Get set, get set. Rush up.
Looking to throw, Purdy. He'll get this complete to Jennings. And he'll get it up to the 27. Offense in the hurry up here.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
21. Yellow.
3rd and short. Here's Purdy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
They're looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. So they come through with 6, and they're rewarded for going for it on 4th down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
First and 10, around to Robinson. And they limit the damage just to 3 yards on that game. Stopped by the future Hall of Famer. More All-Pro nods than any active defender. It's Bobby Wagner. After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Purdy throwing here. Complete out to the right. And he is tagged right as he brings that one in, Brock. But a solid gain right up towards that midfield stripe. Give him 13 on that play. And that gives the 49ers the first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Get set, get set. Watch out.
Purdy throwing here on first. Setting up the running back screen. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. We're tied at 7 apiece as we get ready for the 4th. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Get set. Yellow. Watch out.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it inside the 25. And he has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. They pick up a 34 yards on that play. And that means it'll be first down, San Francisco.
That is so much more the exception than the rule when you're targeting double or triple coverage. You may be fortunate to complete a fair number of those throws, but gains like that, those are rare, and that's big time.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
What's up?
Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Get set, get set. Watch out.
Here's Purdy to throw. Complete left side there to Jennings. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
That's another 49er first down. First down and goal to go.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. 49ers going for the win here. Could take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but thinking touchdown here as they get set up first and goal. Now Purdy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. So the flag not necessary, Brock. He made the catch anyway, and they're going to take that yardage instead. The interference penalty is declined.
Really a testament to his focus throughout that play. It's one thing to catch balls in practice or on air or even 7-on-7, but to do it through violence, through aggression, through interference on the other side.
And he gets it on the sneak. Touchdown! The 49ers have taken the lead late. Brock Purdy with the touchdown. On a quarterback sneak to the end zone. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Will line up for the two-point conversion.
Here he is to throw. Catches it at the 1. And he crosses the goal line. The conversion is good, and that sets them up with an 8-point lead in the 4. Well, it may be stating the obvious, partner. I do that sometimes often, but tight end, such a mismatch this close in. And no surprise, they win his way for that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's one of those guys' security blanket. Whether he's designed read or not, this quarterback knows that tight end's a great outlet. Why? Because often they're bigger and they're stronger. Even if they're double teamed, there's still that chance to get that entry pass, like a great post in basketball. They know how to finish.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10.
Here we go. Set. 70, Timberwolf. Hooker 19. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Panther 11. Panther 11. Hey, smash Broncos. Scoop.
Back to throw. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. He's got it deep downfield. And he is down inside the 35-yard line.
Look at the touch he put on that throw down the field. That was a masterpiece. He was the artist behind it, laying it in the perfect spot to create the big play.
And the Commanders first down.
Three.
He'll look to throw it. Into the hands of his running back, Krosky Merritt. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19.
That's another Washington first down.
Trap 60.
A gain of 15. First down, Washington.
Setting up to pass. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone, but they just can't finish the play.
Second and 10.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Gravity Lions.
To throw again, it's Daniels. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. That's Diamador Lenore. And the 49ers will take over as this gets brought out